save time but want to maximize your gains. And he's a 4-day minimalist.
Oh, we're going to watch that later. Put that on watch later. Watch later. Yo, yo. What's up with it? It's your boy Noonie. Back with another reading. This is going to be an all signs reading. Going to be asking a question. What about you is turning people on right now. It's a right now thing. Hey, what's up, Danny? It's a right now thing. Let's do it. What's up, Cashley? Hey, Cashley. And then after this, I think I'm doing a summer thing. Like maybe like a summer fling or who's going to be your summertime romance or some shit like that. You know what I mean? What's up, Emil? Hey, Millie. Something along the lines of that I'll be doing. What's up, Cozy Dreams? Oh, you at the pub right now. What you doing at the pub this early? Well, maybe it's later for you. It's kind of early for me. It's only like 4:20, so that's a little early. I think we are going backwards today. Oh, yes, we are going backwards today. Yes, we are. Let me make sure. Yes, we are. I believe we are. Let me see. The last reading was coming towards you in something. Scorpio was like an hour away. Sagittarius woman. Yeah, definitely. Because if Sagittarius was that late and then Libra was 50, yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so yeah, we is going backwards. I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I can just leave the reading after my sign is done. Like, okay, my sign's done. I'm out. That's how I be. After my sign's done, I'm gone. I holler. Thanks. All right, so we're gonna get started in a second. I just want to shuffle these up. I'll probably just be bouncing around with the cards today, so I ain't gonna just do tarot. I'm just gonna do whatever. Just kind of see how it all plays. Just messing around. All right, so Pisces. Oh, okay, it's 11:20 in England. Wait, 21. So that make it 9:20. 22 is 10. Yeah, 23. Yep. 9:20. Aha. See how I did that? All right. What's up, Saima? Saima? Oh, is it Saima? What's up, Melanie? Did I say it right? All right, so Pisces, what about you right now? It's turning people on. Let's see. All right, your adaptability. So you be changing up a lot. All right, or you're able to like just kind of go with the flow. Certain changes, unexpected changes, you know what I mean? Just you're able to just kind of work with it. So you're able to go with whatever is happening around you, or you're able to adapt to whatever's happening around you. So like, let's say we were going to go on a date, we were going to go out to eat, we had plans to go to the movies, whatever. If the plans change, okay, you can do it. You can deal with it. Like you don't lose your everlasting mind. All right. Also, right now, what's turning people on is your physical body. Could be done with a Sag. All right. So some of y'all may be getting stronger. You may also be like put up a lot of a fight when it comes to the stuff that you believe that you want. People like that you're passionate about those things. You stand in those beliefs, those values, you know what I mean? Those core principles to you, you stand on them and you'll defend them, life or death. So people like that. You just don't back down, you know what I mean? So I guess you'll be about your action or about your work, or, you know what I mean? You're courageous in that way. I kind of think of you as maybe as a fighter. Even if you're not a fighter, people maybe assume that you're willing to take it that far if it need to be. You know what I mean? You just give off a aggressive nature, but it seems like you can turn it off and on. Also, you're popular, so this turns a lot of people on about your status. So you're really respected by a lot of people. So it turns people on like maybe that I don't know if you guys have ever either been married or are married, because for some people they may find that attractive right now, like sexually attractive that you're married or you're in a commitment. Because I got commitment here and I got 10th house. So for some of y'all, it's turning people on that you are committed or that you are in a relationship, or it's turning them on that they can see maybe long-term with you, commitment, you know what I mean? Stability, maybe because you're popular or you have status or something like that. You know what I mean? You could be maybe even like a trophy to some people, or like a big accomplishment to date or to be in like a relationship with. So people are viewing you as like somebody who would increase their reputation. So that turns them on. Like if I could just give a Pisces, this would make me look really good. You know what I mean? So it could be a Capricorn, could be a Sag. All right. So people like how you give and take and that your strong principles when it comes to loyalty. Like you stick and stay around people, you know what I mean, that you care about or that you're like feel bonded or connected to. All right. Also, they like that you be having the tea, so it turns people on. Like maybe the way that you say stuff, you're very sarcastic, very witty, you know what I mean, and you're nosy. You be knowing stuff, so like you guys could talk about anything. Sometimes like you can just shoot the shit about anything. We got Page of Swords here, so it could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Like you can just talk about anything, just kind of like, you know what I mean, like whatever they mention. That's where the adaptability comes in. It's like whatever they say, you go, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I can talk about that too. I can say whatever. Thank you so much. You know, you say, oh yeah, whatever you're talking about, I can talk about that. I can say that. You know a little bit about a lot. This is what they notice about you. Also, you seem to be very stable financially, or just have great business etiquette, business. I must say business practices. So you just seem to be very maybe entrepreneurial, or just like you seem like you have strong leadership qualities, and know how to maybe make finances, know how to make, you know, maybe see results in the things that you put your time, your energy, your effort into. So it turns people on. Right now, it turns them on how relaxed you are, how like calm, chilled, not really doing too much, but like getting results or getting money or getting paid. So maybe some of y'all have a great job, you know what I mean, and they imagine you to be like a giver, you know what I mean, like, so people are turned on by the where they think that if you're a man, women think that if they're attractive enough, you'll give to them, you'll be generous, you know what I mean. So women would want to have like a transactional relationship with you because they assume that you guys are like have a lot of money, you know what I mean. And transaction doesn't always have to be money. Sometimes transactional can be like they assume that they'll get something from you, sometimes just to level up. Maybe they get into a better dating field or dating market, dating pool, you get what I'm saying, like, oh, I dated Pisces before, so like after that, the quality of options or the quality of people that they get are better. You know what I mean? They're higher up. So people may be viewing you as somebody who, I'm not gonna say a stepping stone because I don't feel that. I see them as like basically looking at you as a come up. You're better than their previous partners. That turns them on because you can do more than the other partners. They idolize you. You're attractive to them in this light where, you know, they imagine family, house, car, dog. This is not what I was expecting for this, for real, for real. For real, for real. Some of y'all, they feel like you guys are sexually frustrated and that's turned them on. So maybe you guys don't have a lot of sex, or you guys are like preserving yourself. Almost, it kind of, I mean, if you're not preserving yourself, then it just kind of gives like you guys aren't easily like fuckable. Like people just can't fuck on you. So they like that. Like anybody and everybody just can't, like if you're a man, especially because it's the Queen of Wands in reverse. So if you're a man, then like any woman just can't like throw sex at you and you be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take it. Nah, like they look at you as very particular because the Page of Swords here. So you're very particular, very nitpicky about like what you will and won't accept. But you can pretty much deal with almost anything. You know what I mean? It's just that people may feel like you change your mind a lot about like what is like what you like today. So that gives them a little bit of like curiosity, or like maybe having to get to know you a little bit more. I have to ask more questions. So right now it's turning them on with the way that you talk and the way that you speak about love, or the way that you speak about like maybe your romantic life. So some of y'all, because Page Swords could be somebody who's nosy. And I think people are being nosy about your love life, or who you're giving to, or who's investing in you. Like people right now assume that everybody's attracted to you, that everybody's like giving to you, that other people are giving to you. So it could be out of jealousy with this Queen of Wands in reverse. It could be out of jealousy because people may feel like you're overly confident or very arrogant because you know you got it like that. Thank you so much. Ooh, piece of candy. So they feel like you got it like that. They feel like people give to you, you guys are able to either break from them, or you guys are able to invest elsewhere when it comes to like, you know, relationships. You know, so they just assume that you're a high commodity at this moment. That's what's turning people on right now, because maybe you're in the public eye. You have a reputation for maybe being in relationships or being like connected to higher echelon people. Even if there's not like romantic, you just be like in the crowds of higher echelon people, like people who are important, people who are famous, people who are influential. They know of you. So that's turning people on right now. You know what I mean? So you got a little clout, a little fame, and it look like you got some money, and you keep yourself up. You know what I mean? So you dress pretty well. You know what I mean? And some of y'all, it's like you've been somewhere, you've had this status for a while because of the King of Pentacles. Some of y'all have had this reputation or had this status for a while. So, you know what I mean? People are like, they see that you have people who are willing to be loyal to you, and you only give them a little bit of your time, or a little bit of your resource, or a little bit of your energy, or, you know what I mean? Like that turns people on, because like, why do people put you on this pedestal? Why do people treat you this way? You know what I mean? Like it seems like people overgive to you, you know what I mean? Or give more to you than you give to them. You know what I mean? So yeah. Maybe you have a good way of, maybe you're good at persuading people, or you're a good way of like charming and flattering people. So that turns them on, like the way that you say stuff. You know what I mean? It could be sometimes insinuating, or maybe played up a little bit more. You know what I mean? They like that. Like, you know, maybe you told me my hair was like, maybe you told me that my hair is starting to grow in. I'm like, for real? You'd be like, yeah, I see it. You would look good with hair. They give you like, you're that type of person where you hype people up. With the Queen of Wands, you hype people up. You give people their confidence back. So it turns them on when you like flatter them, when you say these things, even if they feel like even if they don't feel that way, you know what I mean? Like when you say it, it just sounds good. It has validity behind it. So that's what's turning people on right now about y'all. Like people feel like they can believe when you say it. All right. So it could be a Capricorn, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be a Leo, could be a Sag, Taurus, Pisces, Sag, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I said Capricorn. I did. Would you say I give in ways an outsider wouldn't see? What's up, Taz? Thanks for being here. All right, so let's see. Aquarius, what about you? It's currently turning people on right now. All right, so the way that you guys carry yourselves in public could be dealing with a Virgo, could be dealing with a Capricorn. Some of y'all, they like that you guys are a boss or a leader. Oh, your physical appearance. We got first house. So your physical appearance is what, and your sexual. So you have a lot of sexual desirability. It could be hidden to them. You know what I mean? Or if, like, people can feel it. Like, because we got Pluto, which means that you're a magnet. But it also brings in, like, intensity, lust, you know what I mean? Possessiveness, jealousy. So maybe people are jealous over your appearance, or people are jealous over your ambition. You know, you have a bright personality. So you could be on with the Aries, could be on with the Scorpio. I said Capricorn earlier. So you have a bright personality. Your personality really catches people, but so does your appearance. Like both of those things together is like a stellar mix, a stellar combo. You know what I mean? And you're very intense. So you draw up a lot of emotions in people that maybe they weren't aware of at one time. You know, it's almost like the moon, but this is deeper. You know what I mean? So people look at you as a big deal in their life. Like you're impactful. You know what I mean? You being around maybe inspires them, wants to cause them to want to do more in life or become more. You know, I mean, people go through a deep healing or a deep transformation when they're around you, and they like that. They like the pull that you have over, or they like the influence that you have over them. Like maybe you're very good at asserting yourself and being direct or being blunt. You know what I mean? They like that. Whenever you go after something, you achieve it. You know what I mean? Like you obsess about it, or you stay persistent, or you stay on, I'm gonna say on task, or you stay like, you know, focused on it until you get what you want. Because Scorpio is like a laser. You hone in on things. So maybe you hone in on smaller things too that people maybe miss or overlook, and you turn it into a power, or you turn it into a superpower for yourself. So it turns them on how you're able to like transform. Even when difficult situations happen, you're able to become the version that you need to become. You know what I mean? By being maybe more ambitious, being more driven, staying on course, pretty much. You know what I mean? So it gives like leader vibe and the ability to be able to influence others. So that turns them on like, oh, because I have you around, or because you're around, other people become better. You know what I mean? So this is turning people, or they become better themselves, like romantically. Let me just read it like it's romance. Cause I was saying like, for some reason, turning them on, I was getting the vibe of like you excite people. You know what I mean? Like people feel a lot more empowered. People feel a lot more confident. They feel like they can take charge and take lead in their life. You know what I mean? So you have like a lot more influence, not just romantically, but like outside of just like partnerships, intimate romance partnerships. Like you have a lot more influence. So that turns people on at this moment. You know what I mean? Because like getting with you is like getting with a strong partner, or getting with somebody who can change the course of their life. You know what I mean? So people just kind of like, I'm not gonna say they idolize you, but they imagine you to have a lot more say so, or a lot more control over them than what they would like give you credit for. All right. So they like the highs and lows too. That be turning them on. So maybe you guys be like, maybe you're very like bossy, you know what I mean? And they like that, like you can take charge, you dominate, you know what I mean? Like I almost want to say that they want to be dominated by you, or want to be like, yeah, I get the vibe, and maybe dominate, or they want to dominate you. So maybe that turns them on. It's like, but it gives like, maybe you're more aggressive normally, and it turns them on to like be aggressive with you. Maybe to match that energy. I don't have Gemini energy, but I kind of was feeling like they like to be aggressive with you, or they like when you're aggressive. You know what I mean? So like when you want something, you want something. So yeah, they also like your value system. So your value system turns them on right now. Oh, you're willing to negotiate. So like nothing is ever etched in stone with you. So you're okay. So you're open-minded. They like that. Like maybe you say one thing one day, but you're also like, if you feel the passion, or you feel like the pull to do something different, you will. If you feel like I need to do like experience this with you, or I need to go this low, you will. You know what I mean? Or I need to like, for some of y'all get kind of nasty, you will. They like that. They like that you're willing to, maybe get outside your comfort zone, or do things that maybe make you uncomfortable for them. You know what I mean? Like they feel like they have maybe a little bit more pull or a little bit more influence over you. Like normally what you wouldn't do for them or for others, they get this like special access in a way. You know what I mean? Like a sense of maybe being part of your, I was gonna say a cult. All right. Also the way you dress turns people on. So it's your physical appearance mostly. Like people desire you guys. People desire to possess you guys. People desire, again, stability, maybe a foundation. I don't know if it's marriage. I don't get that. But I do get like they like they're like turned on by your principles, your traditional values. Some of y'all have like traditional values, or y'all have like an old school way of doing things that they like. You know what I mean? It turns them on. Like, oh, you still kind of adhere to like maybe being a housewife, or you still adhere to maybe being a husband material, or you know what I mean, boyfriend girlfriend material, or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So it gives that vibe. All right. What's up, Angel? So, oh yeah, they like how you guys put yourself first, how you put your feelings and your emotions first. So you could be moody. They like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're not feeling the situation, then you're just not open to it. You're not receptive. Maybe you don't really talk as much. You know what I mean? Like maybe you frown a lot. They like the frowny, pouty face that you be having. So you could be doing the Capricorn, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces. They also like that you be leaving them lingering, or they be wondering. Like, so like maybe you don't always say everything that's on your mind, or you kind of say it in a way that maybe leaves it a little bit vague. Normally it's like a direct way, but I guess that sometimes they like to read more into like what you said, because this is somebody who views you to be a lot deeper than what they can like experience on the onset. So like maybe from like, you know, I don't say from like a superficial, from the outside looking in, it looks like maybe you're not really emotionally receptive or open to them, or you don't really care for them. You know what I mean? But they can tell by the way you do stuff, because we got Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Cups is in reverse. So maybe you don't do a great job of expressing yourself emotionally, but you do stuff for them. You know what I mean? Because the Queen of Pentacles is here. So you do stuff that they can use. They're like, oh, okay, you know, you're very useful. You know what I mean? So you like you can tailor to their needs, but like you're not one of those coddling people. Like I'm not gonna coddle you. You know what I mean? They like that. They like that you allow them to have their own independence or their own sense of free will or time to themselves. You know, it turns them on where you're like not pressing. You're not pushing. You know what I mean? Maybe you're clingy. Sometimes they like that you're clingy too, because some of y'all, it gives a vibe of you being clingy and being on to them, or like holding on to them, but like also being able to do like your own thing. Like, okay, I maybe care about you today. What's up, Shay? It's like I care about you today, but I'm also gonna like do my own thing. You know what I mean? So they like that. They like, because Two of Pentacles is here, which can mean that you could be sometimey. They like that you could be sometimey. Like some days you are like emotionally involved and enthralled into the connection. You're expressing feelings, and maybe it's not like in depth, but we got Queen of Cups here, so it could be like you share it, but maybe it's like maybe when you want affection, maybe when you want maybe their attention, maybe when you want to like be around them, then you're like maybe bugging them, or you're like being like, you know, all in their space. And then when you don't feel like it, you know what I mean, you can do your own thing. So they don't have to entertain you, or they don't have to like constantly coddle you or constantly reassure you. You don't really need reassurance. They like that. They like that you don't need reassurance. You're like, you can and you can. If you want to, you want to. If you don't, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So they like that. And they like how much you encourage them. Like you, so you must turn people on with like, maybe you make them feel more confident, more attractive. Like people feel like it's transferred with it from you to them. So like whatever power, whatever influence, whatever way that you take action, they're like, you know what? I feel like it comes from you. You know what I mean? So maybe you're very inspirational to them on a deeper level. You know what I mean? And at Queen of Cups, like they wouldn't want to tell you that, or wouldn't want to like fully express that, because maybe somebody who's afraid of maybe you. They like being, obviously, they like being, they like either being controlled, not controlled, maybe controlled by you, but I was thinking they like either being dominated in a situation like the relationship where maybe you're more aggressive, maybe you're more assertive, the leader, opposed to them. You know what I mean? They like when you take charge. That's what it is. They like when you take charge in a situation. You know, even if you're just doing it for yourself, you know what I mean? But you also allow them at times to take lead if it need be. So like if it's a place that or an area where they're really influenced or they're really knowledgeable about, you be like, here, you take the wheel. You know what to do here. You know what I mean? So they like that. Like you encourage their strong points or their best attributes. All right. So you're willing to negotiate and willing to be open-minded to them. So they like that. You know what I mean? We said, nah, I need me reassurance. Well, they feel like you don't need a lot. That's what it is. They feel like you don't need a lot. Like, nah, you good. You don't need a lot. You all right. You know what I mean? You know, that's Aquarius though, because it's hard to read y'all sometimes. Sometimes it seems like y'all don't even care. We were like, oh, I guess you don't really need it. You know what I mean? So if you don't really express that you need it, then nobody's gonna know to give it to you. Except unless you get like a heavy water sign with somebody who has like strong water placements, then maybe they'll be like intuitively like picking up on these things. But at the same time, those people can get very clingy, and that could be annoying. What's up, Marie E? So it could be a Capricorn, Virgo, Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus. Yep. Yep. They also I seen the moon there too, so they don't know your feelings and your emotions. They wonder about y'all a lot. And you know what also happens? They be because whenever I seen the moon here, the moon is daydreaming. It's daydreaming. They be daydreaming about y'all, or it could be fantasy, like dreaming in general. But daydreaming is a lot more intimate than like just like sleep dream, like your night dreams. Your daytime dreams are dreams that you orchestrate yourself. You think about these things. You know what I mean? Like these are things that you would like to come into fruition. You know what I mean? Your spiritual dreams or your sleep dreams, they don't be quite the same. They just be like whatever you're bringing through together. But them daydreams, ooh, that's a different level of intimacy or care and concern for you. So they be daydreaming about y'all. All right, so Capricorn. She said sound just like Mother Taz Karen, but Karen as yeah, you do be caring too, see Matt. You do be. You is a caring guy, man. That's what makes you a good person though, bro. You be caring. All right, so Capricorn. Capricorn, what about you right now? It's turning people on. I've seen status and I've seen first house, so it has to do with your appearance, your reputation. Maybe you're very noticeable or recognizable. Like so, maybe you have like appearance or like features that are very recognizable. Some of y'all could also be your career, because 10th house could have to do with your career or some type of achievement that you guys have like had. But I get you guys being very driven or very ambitious at this moment or very assertive. All right, so also they like that you're very skeptical before, so you don't just openly express your feelings and your emotions. You know what I mean? And you, they like the way, so some of y'all, they like the way that you guys look at relationships. They may look at them as like tabooish, or maybe like very intense connections. Like people feel like you guys either would create a relationship based on integrity or based on like common interest or common needs, or like for practical reasons. So people are turned on by like the desire to have a relationship with y'all, even if it's some of y'all, even if it's just sexual, but they want to have the emotional bond to y'all. So that's turning people on at this moment. So maybe they feel like you guys are very intuitive and knowing what they need, because we got the moon and we got Virgo. That's Cancer and Virgo energy. That's like a nurse. So people are viewing you guys maybe as like a nurse or somebody who can take care of their needs. That turns them on. Like you're very like analytical or very perceptive of people's needs. You know what I mean? And you pick it up very quickly. So they like that. They also like that you know what they need sexually, because I'm getting that too. So maybe you're very like reliable or consistent. So you're like a consistent partner that they can, so you're a consistent partner, maybe booty call or whatever, that they can hit up and get their needs met. You know what I mean? So that's what they like. That's what's turning them on. Like you're very critical. You just don't deal with anybody too, because we got Virgo here with the Cancer. These are sometime people. They don't just let anybody touch them. They just don't let anybody hug them, kiss them, cook for them. They don't let anybody just like in their space, their personal space too. So they like that. That's what turning people on. It's like that dealing with you to them is like a higher quality. You know what I mean? So you may be very sexual too, because you got Lilith here, or you just don't have a lot of like inhibitions when it comes to expressing yourself, expressing what you want, expressing what you need. Also, they like that you guys are able to like show your body, because we got Virgo here and we got Lilith here, and Lilith is naked. She just showing her little cooch. It's covered though. So maybe you guys be like flashing yourself sometimes, or you guys are like very tempting when it comes to your physical appearance, when it comes to your body, when it comes to like how you present yourself. It may come off as like maybe with a little sexual allure to it. They like that. You know what I mean? It's turning people on at this moment. Now, some of y'all, if you guys are married, people may be looking at you as like off limits, or if you're in a relationship, that's really turning people on right now. Like, you know what I mean? If you already have a connection, or you already in some type of relationship, or you have some type of relationship, even if you guys are having like sneaky links or having like, I don't know, casual encounters, which could just like friends or whatever. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. But let's say casual encounters. Some of y'all, even if you guys are having casual encounters, these are people who actually would want to be part of that. They'd want to be part of that. So some of y'all, they may be just looking at you guys as like a trophy or an accomplishment. Like if I date Capricorn, or I get involved with Capricorn in this life, then you know what I mean, it's on. So this is like people want to hold on to y'all. Three of Swords, you're really real. So they like the way that you like tell them harsh truth. So you just keep it real. So like maybe you say stuff that is like uncomfortable to deal with, but like it's coming from you, so they know that it's coming with care and concern. So maybe you're like nitpicky. Like maybe you come over to their house and they didn't clean. Maybe you come over to the house and they didn't shower. Maybe you came over to their house and they didn't cook. You may like point out some of the things that you don't like, but you do it in a more natural, loving, understanding way. You know what I mean? It's like not like you're necessarily nitpicking or being too critical of them. Like you can be critical, but you can be also very forgiving. So they like that because you give like a mother, even if you're a man, you give like a mother, like you know how moms are like tell you not to do this, that, and the third, and then they turn around and then you look out for them anyway. Mom comes through for you anyway after they just told you not to do that dumb shit, but they come through and solve the issue or solve the problem or fix it or make it better. Kiss your boo boo type of person. So you may be like a kiss their boo boo type of person. You know what I mean? Like people have this unconscious knowing that maybe you guys should be together, and I don't know why it's turning them on. Oh yeah. So you make them realize a lot of different shit. They be having a lot of different epiphanies, you know what I mean? And they don't want to quit when they're around you. Could be dealing with the Aries, could be dealing with the Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So what's turning them on is like really how slow it takes you to like maybe cross the threshold of maybe getting serious with partners. You know what I mean? Like it takes you a little while to really like start to open up. And it takes you a while for you to like, I would say for you to maybe take action in general. You know what I mean? So that's what's turning them on right now. Maybe you're very unpredictable as well. And like you have these outbursts. Like there'd be like spontaneous moments where you guys are just like going off out of nowhere. So that's what they kind of feel like. You just like randomly just like change shit up or like spontaneously just do something different just to kind of like break the monotony of situations. That's what's turning them on right now. And your physical, the way you take care of yourself, really, it's really the way you take care of yourself. So a lot of y'all must be like smelling good, looking good. You know what I mean? Maybe like it gives like a sensual, sexual vibe that a lot of people are like noticing from y'all. And it's not even like it's overtly spoken about. It's more subconscious, like the way that you behave, your mannerisms, the actions you take, the way that you take care of yourself. It implies that most of y'all have like either good sex or just somebody who a lot of people are obsessed with. And that like turns them on. Cause it's like, damn, I got a partner or I got somebody who's on my line who a lot of people like admire, a lot of people are like attracted to right now, or a lot of people would be attracted to in this life. So I need to, you know, I'm gonna say wrap them up, but they want to be married or want to be in a commitment with y'all. So that's what's turning people on is like maybe having to plan, maybe having to strategize, maybe having to cross their T's, dot their I's to ensure that you guys are going to be in a relationship, or to ensure that they're going to see the fruits of their labor for the effort, the time, the energy that they put in. It's almost like chasing a carrot. I'm chasing a horse chasing a carrot. You know what I mean? Where they kind of like, I'm not saying you're leading people on, but I'm just saying like it gives the vibe of them like forever wanting to pursue this. You know what I mean? To maybe be the one to break down your facade or break down your walls or something like that. Because they seem like you're very timid when it comes to moving forward in relationship. You know what I mean? Like taking it further. All right. So it could be a Cancer, it could be a Virgo, it could be a Capricorn, Scorpio, Aries, Scorpio, Sag, Libra. All right. I said Capricorn. I did. Okay. Okay. So you guys know how to make people comfortable. You said consistent booty call. That's who she is to you, C-Mac? Who is she? Who is she, C-Mac? That's how she be. All right. So Sagittarius. I seen Cancer twice. So it's the way you guys are able to take care of people emotionally. So that's weird because that's not something I would see coming from Sag. So you guys must give off a very loving, understanding, compassionate vibe. All right. Also, you guys are very loyal or very protective to the people that you care about. So that's turning them on right now. So maybe like if you're a man, maybe you're nice to like old women and older adults, kids. You know what I mean? Like you could possibly be very good with kids or just give off that nurturing, I got your back vibe. You know what I mean? You're very stable. Some of y'all have money that's turning people on. You guys maybe always around money. Maybe you guys are like about to get some money and that's turning people on. You know what I mean? But anyway, you're really good with maybe your finances, your personal finance, like taking care of yourself or just building up stability. Like maybe you're good at like finding lump sums of money or getting money or making something out of, I'm not gonna say making something out of nothing, but maybe it is. Maybe it is making something out of nothing because you got work ethic. They like that. They respect that about y'all. You have work ethic. You go after the things that you really want. You know what I mean? So maybe they also turns them on. Oh, there we go. More sex. Lilith. Lilith. So it's your sexuality. Maybe you have like strong stare. So it could be eye contact. You know what I mean? Like people feel frozen or feel like stuck when you look at them. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do when you look at them. So that's what it is. When you look at people, they be like stuck or they just feel like drawn to you or they feel very sexual around you. You know what I mean? So some of y'all, what's turning people on is your breasts. Maybe you guys are like insinuating them a little bit more, or your chest. Like maybe you're insinuating, if you're a man, you're insinuating your chest a little bit more, or something like that. It's your body and the way that you conform or contort it, or the way that you move. So it could be like the way you walk. It could be the way that you stand. It could be the way that you just stare into space. You know what I mean? It could be any of that. So it's your physical frame, your actual physical frame, and the way you stare, the way you look at people. Because that's what's getting them. All right. Did I do this one already? I think I did. So right now, some of y'all, if you're a man, you guys got the golden rod. You got the big boy stick. They like it. They like, damn, he got a dick on him. You know what I mean? If you're a woman, then they just like the way like your vagina feel. This turns them on. Just thinking about it. Like, because it's like people feel stuck to you, or like feel controlled by you, by your expectations. Like they want to please you. So that turns them on, knowing that secretly they want to please you, or they want to make you feel that they're the one, or that they're worthy choice or worthy option. So people feel possessive over you guys. You know what I mean? What's up there, Loreni Ren? Yeah, there we go. We got the Emperor here. So people take you guys seriously. That they respect y'all. They don't want to cross the boundary or line with y'all. And that turns them on, that people don't try you. People don't test you. You know what I mean? People don't confront you the way they confront others. You know what I mean? So it's like, so they like maybe like trying to get you to warm up, or get you to like, they like being able to like to flirt with you, or being able to like say that they're friends with you, or being able to say that they've like associated with you on like, I'm not even gonna say on a regular basis, but maybe because it kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like they like you're somebody who they can like bring their secrets to, or bring like, you know, issues to, like maybe their feelings, things that like popped up on them. They can express it to you, and you can help them through it. You know what I mean? So this turns them on, because like maybe they're, I don't know, maybe they feel a little naive in certain situations, or unexperienced in certain situations. When they bring it to you, you be knowing what to do. Like you just know how to take charge or take leadership. They're like, oh shit, thank you so much. They know what you do. You know what I mean? They know what you're saying. So also you're very like flirtatious. You know what I mean? So like you could just, maybe you could be standoffish at one time, and then next thing you know, you like start flirting. You know what I mean? Like, so it gives them a wondering about you. Like people are like wondering or confused about you at times. And that turns them on, because they don't really like know how to read it, or sometimes they feel like they're overlooking the obvious. And it turns them on. Like, you know, maybe you don't always like pay them a direct attention, like on the onset. Let's say, for instance, when somebody first comes in, let's say we're at work, somebody comes in, you don't pay attention to them at first. You don't like say, hey, you know what I mean? You just kind of like do your own thing. You almost act like you don't see them at times. You know what I mean? That right there turns them on, because it's almost like they're not making as much of an impact or an effect in your life. You know what I mean? Sometimes you like ignore them. They like being ignored by you guys. They like when you guys are busy, or when you guys are like figuring things out for yourself. So they like, because the Eight of Swords give me like a figuring things out for yourself. So they like that, like maybe you have issues, problems, struggles, things that you were like, you know, struggle, like, you know, it's giving you a problem, but you don't really ask for help. You go get it yourself. You know what I mean? Or you go figure it out for yourself. You know what I mean? They like that. They like how you problem solve. You know what I mean? Or how you employ like maybe other people to do it. So maybe you're able to employ people, because some of y'all, they're looking at you guys as a boss, or you guys are able to get other people jobs. Like you have influence maybe at your job, where you're able to get other people in there, or you're able to give people a job, or you're able to help people make money. You know what I mean? So they like that. Or they also kind of like that you guys are just an independent, maybe you're an independent contractor, or you're able to kind of make money on your own. Like you know how to go get money. You know how to find it. You know what I mean? And even if it was a challenging situation, your principles, your values, and the way that you do things, your morals, your work ethic get you through it. You know what I mean? So that turns them on. Like, you know, maybe you need, I don't know, $600 for a bill. You guys are like willing to put the work in. You guys are willing to like, you know, maybe even do favors for people, or like, you just got kind of go the extra mile at times to make sure that you hit a goal or hit that deadline. You know, so it turns them on, because like you're a go-getter, you're ambitious. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how long it takes you, you're very resilient. So even if it took you a year, took you 6 months, it's like you guys are going to get to that goal. So it turns them on. So if it was sex, they would like you guys as like somebody who's like consistent. Like they kind of like, again, kind of like a booty call. Like they know if I hit Sag up, Sag's going to come with that wing wham, you know what I mean? Her or him, you know what I mean? So they're like, damn. They just like your work ethic. They like how you conform to them at times, or how you maybe keep things close to your chest. So like, you know what I mean? Because they can tell you stuff. It's like, I can trust you. It's that they feel like they can trust you in your motives and the actions that you take. You know what I mean? They feel like it's no fluff. Like you don't be giving them no fluff. You know what I mean? That turns them on. You know what I mean? So I guess they like having to warm up to you at first. Like you give off a very demanding or very intimidating presence at first. But then as they get to know you and you soften up, they say, oh, okay, this is not who you really are. You're more of like a deeper or like a more intense, loving, nurturing type of person. You know what I mean? So like at first they feel like you're serious all the time. You know what I mean? And then once I get to feel you out, it's like, oh, you're serious. Oh, okay, you're friendly too. Oh, so they do like that. Like you can be friendly, but you also keep healthy boundaries so people don't overrun you or disrespect you. Yeah, we got King of Swords. So you're very clear about your boundaries, very clear about your intentions. Like you're a no bullshit type of person. It turns them on. You know what I mean? People can't get over on you. They can't fool you. You know what I mean? They can't fool you, and you don't get yourself caught up in other people's shit. So that's turning them on right now. Like, you know what I mean? So maybe they try to bring you excuses or bring you reasons. Like, yeah, it's not my shit. Nah, you go handle that over there. So like, you don't get tangled up in other people's affairs or other people's business. You're like, I got my own shit to worry about. So that turns them on. All right. So it could be dealing with Aquarius. Could be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They like your baby. Even if you're older, they like how you guys have maintained yourselves. I wanted to say that you guys, some of y'all got like a baby face, or like softer, gentler features. Even if you're older, like even if you're grand, like your features still haven't changed. They kind of look like you did either as a kid or as a teen. Like you have some of those same resemblances as you did when you were younger, so they can kind of see that. You know what I mean? Even if you're older, they kind of imagine what you would look like when you were younger, because you're still hot to them. You know what I mean? So yeah, they also like that you guys are very superficial. You guys are very superficial, you know what I mean? And always looking for better or always assuming that better is coming. So that turns them on too because they like to prove you wrong. That's what they really want to do. They want to prove you wrong. Like, I'm the best. Don't be fooled. So it could be with the Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Aries, Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sag, Pisces, Taurus. All right. What'd you say? Man, you said definitely no one else's drama. That's a fact. I'm with you on that too. You said not just the booty call, but a consistent booty call. We love those. What's up, enigmatic one? All right, so Scorpio. What about you right now? It's turning people on. Your confrontation. So you guys are always thinking ahead of like issues that could come your way. Thank you so much, Marie. Ooh, piece of candy. So thinking about you guys are always ahead of like situations that could go wrong. Like you guys are maybe I was gonna say fortune tellers, but you guys could be like more future based, like looking at where issues may cause you strife or cause slowdown and like what you say? Sorry, you hate I read so much. Oh no, don't say that, Rubik's. Relax, Rubik's. Relax. All right. So anyway, oh, you guys are show offs. So you guys maybe always have like designer or like fancy stuff. Maybe the way that you guys dress, it draws a lot of attention. But also, you guys are very confrontational. So like maybe you guys are loud and like very boisterous and outgoing at times. But Taurus gives like only when I'm being rubbed the wrong way. So only when you guys are being rubbed the wrong way, or you guys like exploding or like maybe causing havoc in times with people. So that turns them on. It turns them on like maybe that you live in a lifestyle of luxury or live more like a comfortable lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like you can kind of do what you want. So and they like how loving you are. Like people like to seek your approval. You know what I mean? They like that you're always there for them when they need you. So you give like a security, reliable, stable bond. And it also takes you a little while before you actually warm up to them. But once you do, you're very passionate. You're very generous. You know what I mean? You're very magnetic as well. So maybe they notice that a lot of people have their eye on you. And that turns them on knowing that they got like a baddie or a handsome guy or, you know what I mean? King of Pentacles. Yeah, we got a King of Pentacles here. So you guys got money or you guys look like somebody who's established in themselves. Like you have a sense of self that isn't swayed by like maybe the newest, the latest. You know what I mean? You may have the newest, the latest, but like your value isn't like based on that. You know what I mean? So you may have it, but like it's not all that it is to you, and that turns them on at this time. Also, they like how bossy you guys are, and I was gonna say how arrogant you guys are, because they feel like you can do anything. We got the Fool here. So people feel like you can just do anything whenever you feel like it, whenever you choose to. You just take action. Some of y'all, you may be like active, like you guys may be runners or like gym goers or yoga people or something. They feel like you've gotten active a lot and like you just go where you want, whenever you want. You're bold in this way where it's like it would normally be a risk to everybody else, but for you, it's like a safe place. So maybe you go to places that are a little bit risky or a little bit dangerous or like has crime, and you just be there just like chilling. That's usually like a man trait, but women can do that too. Because like maybe you're from like, I don't know, the hood, or you're from like a lower income area, or you've been to like area, maybe you have family in those areas or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it kind of gives the vibe like I can just go wherever I want and I'm gonna say whatever I want and I don't have a problem with nobody and they don't better not have no problem with me. So it gives that vibe, even if you're not saying it, because we got two of swords here, justice. Even if you aren't saying that, people know not to play with y'all, or people know not to treat you guys wrong, because you guys are very vindictive and they like that. So maybe you're petty in the same way that they're petty at times, or you like you're always looking to like do to them what they did to you. Like they like that game because we got Six of Cups here, which could be emotional games at times. It's in reverse too, so they like that, but they also like that you don't play games. You know what I mean? So like, I guess they never know what they okay. So it's like we never know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because kind of like you'll just do whatever when you feel like it. So they never really know what's gonna happen. That turns them on, not really being able to predict you, predict your actions, predict your response to things. You know what I mean? So maybe you're just it's like saying outlandish or outrageous stuff, just like randomly, like what the fuck? What was that about? So maybe you just like blurt out shit, fuck, ass, bitch. You know what I mean? Just like what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? So it kind of gives that, like, you know what I mean? You just kind of do what you want to do when you feel like it. When you feel so inspired to do stuff, you just do it. It's on your own time. So even relationships, even connections, even friendships, even being generous, it's on your own time. It takes my time. Like I take my time to do whatever it is that I want to do when I want to do it. So I'm taking my time. I'm not rush. I'm not in a rush. You know what I mean? There's some days you are in a rush, but you can afford to be. It's like when I feel like it, I'm going to. So also it turns people on that you guys are either I would say either randomly just taking trips or randomly experiencing things. Like you experience things that other people wish they could experience. You know what I mean? You've lived through things that people wish they could experience. That turns them on. So maybe you have a lot of like a vivid memory about like maybe your childhood. Maybe you're like maybe people can even express their childhood stuff with you, like stuff that maybe like had went wrong in their life or stuff that maybe they felt was like an injustice. They could bring it to you, and you guys can maybe like help them either make sense of it or help them make it better. So they look at you kind of like as a protector at times, or people are looking to protect you. But I kind of feel like it can go both ways. You know what I mean? Like maybe you protect them, but like they also want to like give that back to you. Like you kept me safe, you kept me like secure, you kept me feeling comfortable. I want you to feel that way too. You know what I mean? Also, what's turning people on is that you guys maybe don't always speak when you guys feel uncomfortable. You guys maybe just take your presence elsewhere. Like so people have to kind of figure out like maybe if they did something wrong, because it kind of gives like people have to figure out maybe like if they were like not investing enough or if they weren't like giving enough or like you know what I mean or if it was like I don't know imbalanced in some way. Like people kind of want to keep the balance between y'all. They're like I got to make sure that I keep Scorpio happy, or at least keep Scorpio feeling like I'm treating them in the same light that I want to be treated. Like it seems like people have to be a lot more conscious around you, and that turns them on. You know what I mean? Like I gotta think about your needs. I gotta think about like how you may act. That's what it really is. It's like I don't like they don't want to just take you anywhere because you may act wild. Like I can't just take you anywhere. And maybe you're very social, maybe you're very free spirited, or maybe you're very I don't know aggressive at times, or you know what I mean, or you don't really care too much about like how other people view you. You just be doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because the justice in reverse could be like I don't care about my reputation. Maybe I have a bad reputation, but who cares? Who cares? I be where I want to be. I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So it could be that. Like people want to make reparations or want to make amends with y'all. And for some of y'all, they feel like you guys are just over it. So like past people are turned on by you guys being over it and it being a one-sided like chase where maybe you're no longer like paying attention to them. You're no longer like messaging them. You're no longer like entertaining them at all or like showing them your best traits. You know what I mean? Or even trying to win their approval. And they like that. They like that you're not trying to overwin their approval or prove yourself. Like, man, whatever. I can just go do what I want to do. I'm attractive. I'm magnetic. I can make these experiences come into my life. So they're viewing you guys as that, like very established. Ten of Pentacles here, very established. Maybe even being at your job for a while, or maybe being like having, I would say maybe having this ability to just kind of come and go as you please for a while. So it could be that too, like, or just the ability of like pick up and move or pick up and go, or it's something like that. It's something like that. You're very extroverted in their mind. You know what I mean? And it turns them on how proud they are to have you guys because you are kind of like a luxury in a lot of people's lives. Maybe you bring luxuries or you just are having that effect of like luxurious where it's like maybe because they're in your life they can feel like they can show off because they have a partner that's worthy of showing off or you know, maybe you're, because we got a showstopper, some of y'all could be an actor, it could be famous, or it could be in the public eye, or just known to get a lot of attention from maybe just being attractive, or from having like stability, maybe luxuries, money, maybe being a business owner or some shit like that. I don't really get business owner, but maybe, because we got 10 of Pentacles here, so maybe, you know what I mean? So, it's the benefits that come with y'all that are very attractive. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are able to maybe be in the spotlight more. People are able to like have these experiences that they wouldn't have had you not showed up into their life. You know what I mean? So yeah, it turns them on because like they want to just be free spirited with you. They just want to kind of like just do whatever with you, and you make them feel comfortable enough to just like do that. Like, I just want to just run away with you. You know what I mean? Like, people just feel that feeling like I just want to go wherever with you. You know, maybe even have kids and all that. You know what I mean? But like they're unsure about how you feel. So that's what's really turning them on, not being able to know if you've like made a decision about them just yet. You know what I mean? Because they want to win your approval. So it could be a Leo, it could be a Scorpio, it could be a Libra, it could be a Virgo, it could be a Gemini, Aries, Aquarius, Taurus. All right. So also, I meant to tell you, because I've seen Taurus, this could also mean that your physical body is attractive. Like the actual body, like maybe it's kind of heavy set, you know what I mean? Like kind of solid. You don't have to be fat. But even if you were, they like that like solidness, that bulkiness, you know what I mean? Something about it they like, or they like like the firmness of it. So maybe you have like a more firm body that they like, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's a lot more chiseled in a way. Taurus could be that way, but I don't know. Maybe. Taurus gives me like a bulky bull vibe, which doesn't mean you're chiseled, but it could be, because Leo is like a more flamboyant energy. So maybe you guys are like willingly showing your body off, or will show your body off, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it turns them on when they see it. So I don't know. Either way. All right, Libra. Let me see what we're talking about. All right. So Libra, what about you is currently turning people on right now? All right. So it's the way that you guys hold you, like I would say, how the way you guys pose, or the way that you guys like contour your body. All right. Also, the stuff that you guys invest your time in. So maybe you guys invest your time into like your physical appearance, your body, you know what I mean, taking care of yourself. It seems like you guys are always going somewhere. We got the fall here, so you guys are always going somewhere. Also, what turns people on is like how you sacrifice for their needs. Like, even if you know that they're manipulating or like taking advantage of a situation, you'll still go along with it. Like, you'll still show up for them. They like that. It could be done with a Leo, it could be done with a Virgo. All right, they like that you'll still show up for them, even if they've like, you know, taken advantage or manipulated the situation, or even if you know it, they like, you know, you'll still show up and be there for them. So they like that you're reliable. All right, they like that you also know how to compartmentalize stuff. So like, let's say for instance, I always think of it like romantically. So let's say that like compartmentalize, like maybe you guys are casual and you don't let your feelings, or let like, I don't know, whatever somebody else is doing affect the way that you feel about yourself, or affect how you feel about a situation, or other people's expectations in a situation doesn't affect how you feel that things need to be done, or what you need from a situation. Like, just because somebody else doesn't want the heat on 70 doesn't mean that you don't need to heat up. You know what I mean? Or like, because it's not hot to them doesn't mean it's not hot to you. You know what I mean? So like, you're not afraid to leave like people behind, or like not take the opinion of others to heart. You know what I mean? They like that. They like that you're like your own person. Also, they like how very strategic you are with them when you're trying to have sex. So they like that, like how you organize it, or how you set it up, or like how you like message them, or how you just kind of like pull up, or just kind of like show up and just like organize a way into like having sex when you want it. You know what I mean? Because they like that. They like this like possessive feeling over you, or like your jealous nature. Like when you get jealous, they like that. They like feeling like they're being possessed by you, or being controlled by you, or they like knowing that maybe you obsess about them. You know what I mean? You're very sexually enticing in your appearance. Now, it turns people on when y'all be showing y'all thighs. Like you ever, I don't, like if you're a woman, even if you're a man, I guess if you wear like the short shorts, or like maybe like certain pants that kind of show that you have like toned or defined thighs, they like your legs. You got like thick legs, you know what I mean? Thick thighs, or something like that. Even, yeah, or a wide waist for some of y'all, so they like that. They also like that you guys are very secretive about your like either your sexual past, or like you're just like, it's kind of insinuated that you have experience. That's what turns them on. Like, even if they haven't seen you or heard about it, maybe they heard about it. That might be what it is. Because like, I got the fall here where people could be hearing about y'all. So maybe they could be hearing about some of your sexual escapades, or hearing about like your experience sexually, or talking about maybe your sexual past in a way, because people are inspired, or like I said inspired, but inspired to take action, inspired to want to communicate with you, inspired to want to like be in a partnership with you. We got sextile here, and people feel like you're perfect for a partner. Like you have the natural ability, the natural skill set to be in a relationship, but they also feel like you're very reciprocal when it comes to sex. You know what I mean? So whatever they want done, you'll do, and whatever they want done, they'll do for you. You know what I mean? So like they feel like you're very reciprocal in that way. And they also just feel like you guys are very good, very passionate, very intense. Like it's hard to leave you alone. So that turns people on. Like they can't just one and done you. They have to like stay around. They have to deal with you. You know what I mean? Like it almost feels like you stick your claws into them once they've like been with you. All right. Like you're very competitive, but it also inspires them to be competitive too. They also like that you guys got options, but you're secretive about those options. You know what I mean? And that you guys don't just accept anybody or any opportunity that's being given to you. Like maybe you guys like having sex, but you guys don't just take it just because it's being offered. You know what I mean? So they like that. I don't get particular. I don't get that, but I mean maybe you are particular because we got the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So if you guys basically have options, and you guys don't deal with partners or people who aren't like giving you the love in the way that you want to be loved, because you have choices. So like that turns people on, that they know that like I have to give to you in the way that you would like to be given to, or I have to like move along or move away from you or go find something else. You know what I mean? So it turns them on to like they're able to express themselves around you, and like you feel comfortable expressing yourself around them. Also, you be making up these little stories that they like. So maybe you're very vivid with your stories. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe if you're hanging out, you're talking and you're telling it like, you know, step by step, play by play. Because they like to visualize you. So maybe you send pictures. I think that's what turns them on, your pictures. But it's also your stories. You're very play by play, or you're very graphic or very visual with the way that you express stuff, or where you express how you feel about things. It turns them on. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, you're dealing with somebody who's very emotional. Like maybe they lack emotional compatibility with you guys, because like you make them want to dive deeper. That's what turns them on. It's like, I want to dive deeper so that I can possess you, so that I can have some type of control over you, or so I can have some type of pull or authority over you guys, or no, is authority, yeah, like some type of possession over you. People want to possess you guys because they kind of feel like you can just do what you want to do, or you can just leave when you want. Like you can just pick up and leave. Like you still may be around, but like it's on your own terms. So that like turns them on, that like, you know, you have this sense of independence and not really needing of a like emotional connection, because you have so many other little things going on. They think that you're dating around. Even if you're not dating around, people imagine you to have like if you're a man, or even if you're a woman, they imagine you guys to have like a harem, or like people that you can choose from, choices, options, people y'all can choose from. So like people, when they interact with y'all or deal with y'all, they feel like they're part of like a select group, or like an important group. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'm with Libra, so like Libra just doesn't date with everybody, and only like quality partners or quality people have dated Libra or been with Libra. You know what I mean? So they kind of look at it like that. They look at your track record. That turns them on. Some of the people that you've dealt with, some of the people that you've been like encountered at one point. All right. Also, they like you guys drink. So it turns them on. Maybe when you guys get to drinking, maybe some of y'all may not drink, but I kind of get the vibe of like maybe you overindulge at times. Like maybe it's at a good time when you want to sip something or drink something. What's up there? The real spiritual who? Oh, Batty. What's up there? All right, so they like how creative you are, though. Like when you want something, you'll figure it out. That turns them really on. Like when you need this, or you're trying to like make something happen, you'll figure out a way to make it happen. So they like that about you. Could be done with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Gemini. So you making people nervous. You make them nervous. They overthink themselves a lot around you guys, because like they want your approval as well. You know what I mean? Because they feel like you can do so much for their life, for the quality of their life. So they be wanting to like win you over, or they want to, I don't know, make themselves in a higher light. So people feel like they have to step their shit up. That's what it is. They feel like they have to step their shit up, or they have to like create these elaborate stories to get you to like care about them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that turns them on, that they have to be better than what they are at the moment. Even if they aren't a bad person, they just feel like they have to be better to get you or to win you over. You know what I mean? So could be done with a Libra, Virgo, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sag, Gemini. All right. So that was for Libra. Let's go with Virgo. Virgolish. All right, so Virgo, what about you? It's turning people on. So right now, people feel like you guys got options too. All right. Also, you're able to multitask very well. I like that. You could be done with a Aquarius, could be done with a Gemini. So you'll lower your expectations or lower your you'll lower your expectations to get what you want. You know what I mean? And you're not opposed to like maybe having to do different things or multiple things at one time. Like maybe you work multiple jobs. Maybe you'll go to school and work at the same time. Maybe you'll babysit and do hair. Like they feel like you're well rounded. You have a lot of multi-talented or multi-faceted. You're multifaceted. So you have different aspects of yourself that you're able to use and utilize to get what you want. You know what I mean? They also feel like you're not above using your physical appearance or your beauty or your handsomeness to get what you want. You know what I mean? They also kind of feel like you're sneaky. And I don't know why it turns them on, but maybe they like this. Maybe they want to sneak with you. You kind of give a vibe of like maybe like you're not their usual type or they're not your usual type. So people want to like they want you to lower your expectations and like trying to get you to lower your expectations to give them a chance turns them on. You know what I mean? So like, Virgo, very nitpicky or very like choosy. So that's what they like about y'all. You're very choosy or very nitpicky and you just ain't going just for anything. All right. So what's currently turning people on about you right now? The way that you talk to people. You guys be maybe having a sharp tongue. But then you guys are also willing to come back and make up for whatever you said. Like maybe I said some mean shit to you, but all right, my bad. I'll come back and say, hey, I'm sorry. What's up there, Shargeezy? You know, so maybe you guys are also willing to like, if you done wrong, you're willing to say, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So they like that about y'all. They also like how you guys take care of yourselves. So you guys take care of your appearance, the way that you guys like dress. Like, maybe so some of y'all it turns them on where you guys be wearing like the muumuus or the dresses or like a form fitting. It's like a form fitting clothes. Like it makes you look slender or makes you look like it hugs you, man or woman, whatever you wear. Like when it hugs you, when your clothing hugs your body, they like that. That turns them on a lot. All right. Also, it turns them on with the way you wear your hair. Like if it's frizzy or out, puffy, curly, or just out in a way, like seems like a fluffiness there. And it turns them on when you guys start talking about sex too, because so maybe you're like, I don't know, they seem like maybe you talk kind of freaky, kind of nasty, like you know what I mean, like you can get them ready very quickly, like you know how to stimulate their mind and then like kind of like lead it into sex. So they like that. They like how you can just talk about anything and then it like leads into sex. Not strategically, but maybe it is because we got Gemini energy here. Like you're very aggressive and assertive. You know what I mean? Like you can talk about it, but like it almost seems like it's not always on your mind. But we can talk about it real quick. You know what I mean? Like if I feel the need, I could talk about it, or we can just get to it. They kind of feel like that, like because the Mars energy was there earlier too. So it could be about being ambitious, driven, like forthright with people. It's the way that you communicate. So some of y'all may have like like an accent or something like that. You know what I mean? It may turn them on that you have like an accent, but it's the way that you think too, and the way that you process like information or process like communication that they give you. You know what I mean? Because like you're good for back and forth. They like your witticisms. So you must be some of y'all. You maybe talk like I said, kind of sexual, but it's in a funny, witty way. It doesn't just come off as just like sex or like degrading in a way. Like the way that you say it comes off as like maybe pleasant or it just comes off maybe funny or something along the lines of that. You know what I mean? Like they like the way that you talk, the way that you think. Also, it turns them on when you be trying to like organize short trips for y'all to hang out or go places. So maybe you guys go from here to Baton Rouge or go from here to Florida or here from New York or you know what I mean? You go somewhere. You just go places, really short trips. They like that. They like doing little short trips with you. All right. So some of y'all must be kissers. They kind of like that you guys kiss. You know what I mean? Like I kind of get like a kissing vibe from all this shit. And they like the way that you guys use your mouth. So however you use your mouth, they love that. That turns them on. All right. So maybe it's the way that you talk. Like maybe you talk a lot of shit, or maybe you just be using that mouth to get nasty, little freaky deaky. You know what I'm saying? So they like that. They like that you're somebody who like tends to their needs though. So like they may not always have to reciprocate like what you do for them. You know what I mean? So maybe you're just like I don't know. You're like the eater. Or you're like if you're the man, you're the munch. You know what I mean? You just may come through, bite it, and go home or some shit. They like that. That turns them on. You know what I mean? Like you like to please them first, or it can go in reverse where they like to please you. So that turns them on, pleasing you. You know what I mean? Making you happy. You know what I mean? So I got the star in reverse too. So right now, if you guys have lost weight or changed your like the way that you present yourself. Maybe you've like come out of your like shell in some way, and maybe starting to maybe get more attention or starting to feel like comfortable in your body in that way. Yeah, they want to meet up with y'all. I got 4 wands here, star, page of cups. So some of y'all, what's turned them on is maybe having to like apologize, maybe having to be the one to initiate or renew the connection between y'all. Maybe they're ones that have to set up the date. You know what I mean? Like, even if, I think, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe if this is a woman, maybe they like that, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. They like having to be like, you're not the most. Maybe they like that you're not the most fond of them, or you don't really give them clear signs or clues that you're fond of them right away. So people are turned on by that, like of trying to figure it out and wondering and worrying about like how you view them when they're around you. Like if you guys go on dates, your date, or if you guys are like hanging around people or like seeing people on a consistent basis, they're always wondering about like how you think about them, how do you view them. That's a big thing. And if they did something wrong, they're always thinking about like, well, how can I approach this person so that I can apologize or make better of this situation? Like it's turning people on that they want to renew the connection themselves with you. You know what I mean? Because some of y'all have either lost weight, had some type of glow up, or some type of big milestone or achievement. You've gotten results. So it turns them on that you guys have maybe stayed resilient, kept faith. You know, maybe you wanted a job, maybe you were waiting on, I don't know, money to get right, maybe you were working in your career. Like they like that you're steadfast. You don't just give up. You know what I mean? You'll twist the ideas or twist whatever information you get around until it makes sense to you, until it's clear. So yeah, they like that. That turns them on at this moment. It turns them on like how often they encounter you guys too. Cause like every time they're around you guys, because I get the encounters are what turns them on. Like wondering, like after we've spoken or after you saw me, like what'd you think? What'd she think? What'd he think? Like that turns them on, just kind of curious, like, what do you think about me? You know what I mean? Now, for some of y'all, it turns them on when you guys are nervous around them because it makes them feel more empowered, makes them feel more attractive. You know what I mean? Makes them feel more like they're important or like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like they're having the effect that they wanted. You know what I mean? So it turns them on knowing that they're like intimidating or nervous, making you nervous. You know what I mean? So they also feel like you guys be having great timing. So I guess whenever you show up, it just be like perfect time. Like they just like being around you, interacting with you. You know, it maybe like helps them at times lower their inhibitions. So maybe you guys drink too. Cause I kind of get the vibe of like drinking, partying, going out, wanting to text you, wanting to call you. All these in the way that you text and you talk kind of turns them on. So maybe you're very like subtle or hinty at things. You know what I mean? Like it gives this like allure. Like they like this allure of like, ooh, what's gonna happen at the end of the night, or what's gonna happen when we like meet up, and you know what I mean? Like people kind of like I don't say fantasize, or just kind of like just think about it a lot. Yeah, we got the hangman. Yeah, the hangman. So you're very accepting of people and their flaws. You see them as like as they are. You look at people as like for who they are, and not for like what you would like them to be. And that turns them on. Like you allow them to be themselves, allow them to be the most authentic version, and you're very accepting of that. You know what I mean? So they feel comfortable around you. You know what I mean? They feel like you guys are like in the honeymoon phase at all times. Whenever they're around you, it feels like the honeymoon phase is renewed itself every time you guys are like connecting or like around each other. You guys are probably pretty good in the bed is the vibe I'm really getting. It's more so about like the way that you are and the way that you talk. You talk like you're somebody who will like take care of them, you know, sexually, and you'll take care of them in general. So like people want to, I was gonna say maybe even kind of conform to what you want done so that they can get you to take care of their needs. So like even if you had unrealistic expectations of them doing stuff, they'll want to do it just to try to please you. You know what I mean? Or they feel like that's what you do. So one of those two things. It's one of those variables there. Also, you could be very generous or very fortunate, and that turns them on. Like maybe you're well off and you're very like generous and giving and sharing of resources, time, energy. They like that. They like that. You know what I mean? Plus, some of y'all don't really know what to do with the attention. Like y'all popular, because I got 6 of Wands reverse. So y'all may be popular, but just don't know what to do with the attention, or you don't really need the attention. It's one of the two. Either you don't really care for the attention, or you get it but don't know what to do with it, and that turns them on. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like you haven't had that much experience with the opposite gender or with like partners like that romantically. So they like that. They like that vibe of like maybe you have like a purity to you because Virgo's here, which is usually about being pure. You know what I mean? So I mean it's not traditionally about being pure, but in this case, I'm getting like a pure vibe. So like they feel like you're a pure person, or at least very cleanly, very clean. You know what I mean? So it could be a Libra, Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini, Aquarius, Sag, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aries, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. So y'all, I was looking at brain. I was thinking they like the way y'all give head, but I think I said that already. But they just came to me again. If I didn't say it, I need to say that. I need to say it. All right. So Leo. All right. So what about you? Is turning people on at this moment? That if people hurt your feelings or they like make you, maybe if they embarrass you, that you'll close off from them, that you'll close yourself off from them. Like if they do you wrong and don't like take fault or take blame for it, you'll cut them off. You know what I mean? So you could be with a Libra, could be with a Cancer, Scorpio. So they like that. They like how you're so quick to cut people off or just be done with people. They like that. They like that you need a lot of breaks or, you know what I mean? Maybe you need a lot of recharge time. So you need a lot of like, yeah, a lot of time where you can like, all right, just like to myself. Because you got individuality and recharge. It has to do with you spending time to yourself and needing that to be able to like boost your light again or be able to share or interact with people again. So that turns them on when you're like just like being in your own space and like not wanting to be bothered. Because I guess they want to win you over. Could be doing with the Sag. Like they like learning from you. They like that you have a lot of life experiences and that you have a lot of like otherworldly knowledge. So like not just like your everyday, you know, 1+1 and like not your everyday maybe taxes and all that. You know, stuff sometimes they can be spiritual. You know, stuff that sometimes can be metaphysical, maybe scientific. You know what I mean? Like you kind of know stuff that everybody doesn't always talk about or isn't really aware of. Also, you're a go-getter for money. You know what I mean? They like your values. So maybe you have very traditional values or you just stick to your principles. You stick to your gun. They like that about you. Could be with the Taurus. All right. They also like that you stand out as an individual. Like you're not trying to be like everybody else. You're comfortable with yourself. You know, you're very nurturing, very understanding. Some of y'all was turning people on is that you guys have like that domestic vibe where you give like a motherly vibe. Also as like a person who tests people a lot. Like you like to test people. It turns them on that you like to test them. You know what I mean? Like they can be comfortable doing something. So maybe you come along and shake them up and make them get outside their comfort zone. They like that. Like maybe they just always be in the house. You're like, come on, let's go out. Let's go for a walk. Let's go do this. They like that. It turns them on. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I wasn't even really feeling this way, but like you inspired them to like, just go do this stuff. What is that? Comment on this board. These niggas wanted to be here. All right. Anyway, also you're very comfortable to be around. You know what I mean? You give off like a nurturing, understanding, receptive vibe. So it turns people on. Like maybe they like to be hugged by you. Maybe they like to be held by you. You know what I mean? They also like that stress that you bring. Like the stress that you bring turns them on. Because they feel like you care more when you're like getting on their nerves, when you're annoying them, when you're frustrating them. They feel like you're being more receptive to them. You know what I mean? Because they know what turns like people like that you're independent and that you can do stuff on your own and you can go off on your own way. But they like that like when you're like being a motherly or a mother like a bear, like a mother bear to them. Like when you're maybe being overly like assertive, like maybe let's do family stuff. When you like maybe when you're doing family stuff, because maybe they see y'all as a parent. It's kind of like family stuff. They like that you have like these family values. They like that you care about the people who are closest to you, how you take care of them, how you nurture them, how you like, I was gonna say how you tease them at times. You know what I mean? Like it's lovingly teasing. So they like that. They like how also you guys are very good at like weighing the pros and cons about before taking action. So you do a lot of introspection, but it be in your own time when you want to do like when you want to think about these situations. So like maybe people cause you frustration, but you don't go like deal with the situation right away. You think about it for a second, or you sit on it for a second. You know what I mean, and see what feels right to you before you take action. So it turns them on. Yeah, Five of Wands. You guys don't really. That's bullshit. There's got to be bullshit. Five of Wands in reverse. What turns them on is that you don't like going back and forth. You don't like arguing. You don't like fighting or petty fights. But you guys be having silent ego battles with the Five of Wands in reverse. But okay, but with the sun here, you guys just kind of act like it isn't no big thing. So even if you're angry or frustrated with them, you still could put on a happy face or still put on a carefree vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah, because like it's the principle of things. So people feel like I feel like so they're turned on by your principles, the way that you. So I guess nothing's going to dim you down, or nothing's going to like stop your shine, or nothing's going to stop you from being happy. Like even if you're going through obstacles or like trials or like difficult situations, like you keep this smile on your face or you stay happy or you stay like motivated, upbeat, you know what I mean? Like, but it's like moody too, because that Cancer energy gives a moody, like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess whenever you come back, even if you're still upset or angry, like they can't tell. That's what turns them on. Like, I can't tell that you're mad at me because maybe you still come and do whatever would make me happy. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I pissed you off earlier, but like, you still make sure that I'm good. Like, they feel like you still have that mothering, nurturing care or that nurturing vibe where, you know, it's just the right thing to do. Because the Terraphon is here where you just give like the right thing to do or give like this like traditional values. Like, even if you say you were married or in a relationship and maybe you get divorced or you break up, if you guys have maybe kids or you guys have responsibilities together, you still hold up on your part of the bargain, and you still hold up on your part of the deal. You still show up reliable, consistent, trustworthy. You know what I mean? Also, it turns them on that they're able to get advice from you. You know what I mean? And it'd be good advice. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like you're somebody who will share the spotlight with them at times, or they like sharing the spotlight with you. One or two, like two peas in a pod almost. It gives a vibe of like, you're very forgiving, very understanding, and like maybe you get angry very quickly, but you get over it just as fast. And that turns them on. Like, so they like that. They like that little spiciness with y'all. Like getting you pissed off, you pissing them off, and then you guys come back together. You know what I mean? They feel like, you know what I mean? Like, even though we've been angry, but they feel like you're very good at talking and warming them up, or like you're very good at like, and you're very good at like obviously talking things up again. Flirting. You're very good at flirting or complimenting them. So they like how you compliment them. It turns them on. So you be seeing the right, like maybe stuff that they struggle with. Like maybe their legs are too fat. Maybe their head's too heavy. You know what I mean? Maybe their neck is too thick. You be like, you know, maybe you compliment them on that. I don't know. You kind of feel like you compliment them on areas where maybe they feel like weak or feel like they're not really their best. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of gives a vibe of that as you're like very understanding and forgiving. So you can normally be very like in charge and control of situations, but they like that you like can be feminine and like soft. And maybe it's your body physically soft. I kind of got that with a lot of these cards are giving like a softer body, but it could be hard body. It could be possible, but like it has maybe it's like softness in certain areas. It gives like a softness. You know what I mean? Like people just naturally feel at home with y'all. They naturally feel understood by y'all. It's like I just feel comfortable. Like I like to move in with you. I like you to move in with me. Like that turns people on. Like they just want to be around you, live around you. Want you to live with them. Like you make a house a home. You know what I mean? And like just like they can imagine just coming home to y'all. You know what I mean? And like spending all day with y'all. It gives me clingy vibes. You know, because some of y'all they're looking at you guys as trophies with the 9 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. They're turned on by like other people wanting you guys for themselves. So like they like that. They know that other people want you guys. Other people, maybe some of y'all, they know that other people have had y'all, and that really turns them on. Like it's square sometimes could be like it doesn't make sense. It could be wrong because it's not what I'm comfortable with. So for some of y'all, maybe that they may like that you've been with other people, maybe they're friends, maybe people that they've known. Like they feel competitive over you guys, like silently competitive over you guys. You know what I mean? So that turns them on. You know what I mean? So could be dealing with a Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sag, Pisces, Leo, Cancer. So or it turns them on that their friends want you. So if you haven't been with their friends, then it just turns them on that they know that their friends want you. You know what I mean? And you're a trophy to them at this time. All right. Soft girl energy. Okay. What do you say? Soft girl energy. Protected my peace at all costs. Mm-hmm. All right, Cancer. Cancer. Oh, right now. They like the way you guys carry yourselves. I've seen that Venus and I've seen that 4th house. So they like the way you guys carry yourself. You guys give off a natural romantic or somebody who they can have children with, marry. Like you give like a wife or a husband material vibe. That turns people on. They instantly want to settle down with y'all. But they also feel like you're aesthetic. You're the way that you dress. It's really the way you carry yourself. You come off very pleasant, very understanding, very, I was going to say meek at times, or just very like respectable, you know, mature, you know what I mean? So they like that. That's turning people on right about now. So also Venus means your aesthetic and your appearance. Pluto, so you have a strong sexual energy that radiates off of you guys. But people feel like you guys haven't taken action on it or you guys don't really express it. So they feel like it's locked away. Like you're not really having sex. That turns people on right now. I can tell you that from the rip. And people think you're not fucking. That turns them on a lot. Like, oh, you're not having sex like that? Okay, perfect. Because they assume that they'd have a lot more influence over your life if you guys did. You know what I mean? Also, they feel like you guys are very confrontational, that you guys confront a lot of their core issues or core problems. You bring it up, but you also bring it up so that they can resolve it. You know what I mean? So like, you don't just bring up problems just to kind of like exacerbate it. You bring it up to like make it better. You know what I mean? So that turns them on, that you're here trying to help them transform, help them grow, help them evolve, help them become a better version of themselves. It turns them on that you be inspiring them in that way. Could be done with a Scorpio. They also like, I don't want to say this, but they like when y'all be having misunderstandings and you guys be like damaging shit or tearing shit up. Like they like that you guys get like very intense with your emotions. Could be done with Aquarius, could be done with the Sag. They like when you guys have misunderstandings and that you always bring it back up. Like it annoys them, but they like it. Like you bring up deep feelings that they never really had to process or were never able to like express. So that turns them on. Like I have issues like saying how I really feel, but you make me so mad, or you make me so sad, or you make me so horny, or you make me so like jealous that I have to say something. So it gives that vibe that they feel like they have to confront you. You know what I mean? You make them confront their fears. So it turns them on. And it turns them on that they respect you. They respect the influence or the power that you have, either in their life or in others. All right. Also, you don't do a lot of wavering. You know what I mean? But they like that when they're around you, they can create uncertainty. So like maybe when you're so sure of yourself, but like when you get around them, they just kind of know, they have a feeling that like you want them to come closer. You know, maybe you're not saying it, but like you just kind of like, maybe you get quiet. Kind of gives a vibe like maybe you get quiet and it turns them on. You know what I mean? Because like they would like to, like they feel like you'd be having internal conflicts about maybe approaching or being around them or staying the night or having them stay the night. So it could be a Taurus. Like that turns them on. Like they feel like you just can't stay away from them. 4 swords in reverse. So you guys are chalanting. You guys are not the nonchalant type person. You guys chalant. So when you guys care deeply. And you guys get very fiery and passionate, very angry, upset. They like that. They like when you blow a fuse. That turns them on when you just like get into your feelings and just blow a fuse and just flip your wig and just like start saying stuff that maybe you don't mean, because we got a 4 swords here. Like, because 4 swords in reverse could be like thinking about the things that I said that maybe hurt. Maybe I shouldn't have said them. And that's why I'm getting like you guys maybe say things that you guys don't mean when you get angry. It turns them on because they wonder like, do you really feel this way about me? How long have you been holding on to that? Like, and then they also wonder like how deeply do you really feel? Because they feel like they affect you a lot when you get angry. So it turns them on when you get angry because they're like, oh, you really care about me, Cancer? That's kind of toxic to me, but like, you know, could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Sag, Pisces, Leo, Sag, Libra, Scorpio. So they like when you mirror them. So maybe it's petty behavior, but I don't know. Maybe it's not petty, but they like when you mirror them. So like maybe you take on their slang, maybe you take on like their mannerisms, maybe you take on some of their habits. You know what I mean? Like you see them doing like maybe I don't know. Maybe you see them drink tequila, you drink tequila. Maybe you see them wearing Nike, you wear Nike. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of gives that vibe. Like they're turned on by like the hidden pull that you have over them that they can't fully express. You know what I mean? It's just deep feelings for you that I don't really even understand why. You know what I mean? And like they're turned on by like not being able to have you in the way that they really want to have you. Like they want to possess you and have you under thumb or under wing, but they just feel like they can't. You know what I mean? Like they it makes them wonder like, are you attracted to me? Are you into me? Like you give me signs that like I have some type of influence over you, but at the same time, like how deep are these feelings? How deep is my influence? How much do you care? How attractive am I to you? All this thing turns them on because it causes them to question themselves and question like what they thought they knew about you. So like maybe you're ever changing, always waning, or like something about you is always changing or evolving or always like becoming a different version. Like they feel like they have to get to know you again. Like maybe where we left off at or stopped talking at. When you come back around or when I talk to you again, you're like a whole new version. Something about you has changed, but it seems like from the inside out. So like maybe your philosophies have changed. Maybe your viewpoints have changed. Maybe your values, your core beliefs, the things that maybe once disempowered you has changed. Like let's say for instance, you were scared of the dark. Maybe you were afraid of like driving to the gas station by yourself. Now you're not. You know what I mean? Like when you come back around, you become a better version to them. You know what I mean? Or whenever they run into you or whenever they see you, it's like you transform right in front of their eyes and that turns them on to see you like confront maybe your fears, confront things that once held you back, confront things that once took your power. Maybe even if it was them that took your power, they like that you're willing to confront them or that you're willing to stand up for yourself. They like that. They're like, oh shit, it turned me right on when you'll stand up for yourself. Go ahead, girl, or go ahead, guy. Like I thought you was just a pushover. I thought you was soft. You know what I mean? You're not like that. They like that. They like when you get into that bossy mode, telling them what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? picking at their insecurities or at their wounds. They like that. They like this back and forth stuff. It's almost like you guys may have, yeah, you guys have a Leo. Let's say you guys must be dealing with a Leo in here, you know, because it gives that same similar vibe, like that passionate. I want to feel my emotions. I want to feel intensity. It's almost like a natural high when they're dealing with you. So it turns them on. You know what I mean? So even if you guys end, they like that. When you guys renew, it feels like 10 times deeper, stronger. That's what it is. That turns them on. Like every time it just gets deeper, it gets better. Like you get better with time. That's what they like. You guys are getting better with time, possibly in your appearance, or just like maybe you have a lot of stamina. Like sexually, you have a lot of stamina, or you just have a lot of energy. You're very devoted. You're very like persistent. That turns them on. Like when you want something, you want it. You keep you keep bugging them, or you keep pushing them, or like you keep mentioning it. You know what I mean? Or you keep, you know what I mean, like saying little things, little like, I don't know, almost like nitpicky things under their skin. They for some reason they like that. This person likes that frustration and that aggression that comes through dealing with you. All right, so it could be with the Leo, Sag, Pisces, Sag, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I said Pisces. I think I did. All right. All right. Let me see. Thank you, Kim. Kim, I do my bestest. All right, so he's on Gemini. Gemini. You said the D is only what? You said the D is only the D I want. The D. It's the D. It's the D you want, huh? That's what turns them on. All right, so what turns them on? Having to learn you guys. So, or having to get to know you guys all over again. Could be dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That turns them on. So maybe you're like a new experience to them. All right. So they like the way you guys take care of your health, because I've seen that sixth house. Sixth house has to do with work, but it also has to do with your routine. So maybe you have a routine. Yeah, it's your vitality. So you could be healthy. You could also be very attractive sexually, because we got Scorpio and we got the sun. So you guys are maybe very open about your sexuality, or very like, you're not afraid of taking the lead. That's what they like about you guys. You guys are not afraid of like taking the lead, or you're not afraid of like losing your inhibitions around sex or around like taboo subjects. Like they can talk to you about things that maybe they wouldn't talk to others about. They could bring things to you in that light. You know what I mean? They also like that you take care of your health. I said that right? I said that, but you're very passionate, have a lot of vitality, a lot of energy, a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance. You know what I mean? You're also focus a lot on them. They feel like you focus a lot on them. All right, like maybe they obsess about you guys. It turns them on, like obsessing about you guys, because they feel like you guys get a lot of attention. So it's like, well, we're like, you know, who? Like they wonder who. That's what it is that turns them on, like who? Because they feel like you're very sexually alluring or very sexually attractive to a lot of people. Ace of Wands. So if you're a man, what turns them on is like thinking about that dick, and if you're a woman, it turns them on. I guess maybe they touch themselves thinking about you, or they think about like how your body, because sometimes the Ace of Wands to me is about like your slenderness. So maybe if you're slender, they like that. They turned on by like how slim you are, or like how toned you are. So you don't have to be slim. You can just be toned. You know what I mean? They also like, they're turned on by like the interactions that you guys have. So maybe like one day they're on top and they're in charge, and then the next day you're in top and you're on charge. They like that like flippy flop in the dynamic between y'all. It turns them on because it's like, it's very intense. It's very passionate, very sexual for some of y'all. So you could be a Sag, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. All right, like they can't just put their finger on you in general. Like it's hard to kind of read you. Like maybe you show up one day one way, and then you flip the script, and then you're showing up in like another way, and the interactions, they change between y'all. But it's almost like they never know when they're going to change. You know what I mean? So like they like kind of waiting on like this gradual improving in the relationship. So maybe over time, things get closer, things get deeper. Maybe you get nastier. Maybe you get, I don't know, more flamboyant, maybe more expressive. That turns them on. Like over time, gradually, you start to open up, because Scorpio is like an onion. Takes them a little while to open up, but like at a right time or a right moment, you'll get like a deeper version of themselves, or like a vulnerability that they wouldn't have shared with you. So that's what they like. That's what turns them on. Like you guys could just be having fun. You guys could just be hanging out. You guys could be hanging out on a regular, and then out of nowhere, you'll pop up and maybe hold conversation, or you'll pop up and you'll express yourself, or you'll pop up and want maybe their attention, or you'll pop up and try to like tempt them, or try to like indulge them in maybe pleasure, or indulge them in something that they feel could be beneficial to them. You know what I mean? So maybe sometimes when you come through, you maybe bring money, maybe you bring some drink, maybe you bring some food, maybe you bring, I don't know, clothes. You bring something, and they almost feel like you bring something you need, but they feel like you're strategic, and they like how you do it though. They like how you like apply your strategy to get what you want from them. Could be doing the Pisces, Could be them the Aquarius, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. That's your body, because I'm looking at the world and I see nothing but breasts. So some of y'all, they like your breasts. They really turn them on. But they sexualize you guys a lot. They sexualize you a lot because they feel like you guys have like a lot of sexual energy just kind of like radiating off of you. Maybe it's your stare, because Scorpio is a sign that has a strong stare, a strong like intense stare. So maybe you have like a strong intense stare, or it's just like being around you, just kind of like people, maybe the way you dress too. It could be that, but I kind of feel like you guys don't really wear too many clothes. I feel like you guys wear maybe more loose clothes or more relaxed clothes. You know what I mean? Like they feel like the clothes don't make you, you make the clothes. So maybe your body, it's got to be your body, because maybe you're not like always into like maybe the latest or the newest, but like the way that you put it together, it's given like the body or like your curves. That really turns people on too. Now some of y'all, they be seeing your pictures or they see you guys online, because I got the world here. So that maybe you have like influence, you have like position of like authority, but you guys are like rarely seen, but people respect you whenever you guys pop out. So maybe they see how other people interact with you guys. Like you guys could be socially awkward but popular. Like you guys may not like, you may be antisocial, you know what I mean, and really not knowing how to like socialize with a lot of people, but like attractive because you have the physical frame, or because like people know you, like you have, maybe you've been around before, maybe I don't know, some of y'all could be like the around the way guy, around the way girl. Like you have life experiences, world experiences, and people know you, but like at the same time you don't be around everybody, because we got the Hermit reverse, which means that you don't be around everybody, but you do pop out from time to time. So that turns them on to like every once in a while you get outside your comfort zone and be seen and let people know, hey, I'm still alive, I'm still attractive, I still got it going on. So that turns them on that you still got it. That's what it is. It turns them on that you still got it, even if you've gotten a little bit older, because the Hermit could be older, and the Hierophant is here too, which are usually like older people, more established. You know what I mean? So like you're more established in who you are. Your value or like your importance or how you view yourself isn't determined by how others are viewing you. You guys have this sense of like accomplishment to self though. It's like, you know what I mean? I validate myself. I appreciate myself. I honor myself. So they like that. They like how you carry yourself. It has a lot of respect that they feel like they need to give to you. Could be done with a Virgo. So they also like how you guys are distant, or you guys like ghost them, or like, you know, disappear. That turns them on, because like they like to follow you or find you, or like they like to wonder about you guys and like wonder what you guys could be. Like really, people kind of, okay, it makes sense because you guys are Geminis. I'm about to say, because people kind of live in their heads about you guys. That turns them on more than anything. Like what they think about you turns them on more, like, and then how they visualize you. Like so, like you could be like a fantasy to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, and they may feel like they have unfinished business with you, and that like there it has to be maybe a deeper meaning or a deeper purpose for being around you or wanting to be around you. Like they feel drawn to you, but they feel like they attach maybe a spiritual or like a fantasy based storyline to why they need to be around you, or why they have to have you in their life, or why they feel connected to you, or you know what I mean? It gives that vibe. People don't want to be without you. They don't want to be abandoned by you. They don't want to be left alone. But like when you do it, it turns them on, because like they feel like they have to be strategic to win you back over. So like they like winning you over and like having to go, I'm gonna say, above and beyond at times to like convince you to do this. To, you know what I mean? So maybe you're very like, you know, pushing like, no, Daniel, get your hands off me. Daniel, don't, you know what I mean? Or like, Sherry, don't try to have sex with me. Whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe you're like that, but then they just like pursue or keep persisting, or you know, they keep coming back, and they feel like one of these days you're gonna, you know what I mean? Like they like that. It turns them on, because like maybe not every time you interact with them you're doing it, but like it's like when the time and the vibe feels right, then you do it. You know what I'm saying? So like that turns them on, that like you're not just like easily caught or easily available. Like even though you got options and choices around and people know you and you've had previous experiences, you're just not like for everybody. That's what it is. You're not for everybody. So they like that. They like that about you. Like you're very particular about the people that you have maybe intimate, or the people that you have around you in general. You just don't be seen consorting with anybody. So they like that about you. You know what I mean? It gives like a exclusivity, or a like almost like an upper echelon vibe. You know what I mean? So could be a Leo, could be a Scorpio, Aquarius, Scorpio, Sag, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo. A little razzle dazzle. It is a Taurus. All right. That turns them on. Who is that? Who's that? Oh, what's up, Deanna Banana? All right. So what about you is turning people on right now? Taurus. What about you is turning people on right now? your confidence in the way that you talk, the way that you speak. You guys may be teaching people, or you may be like, the conversations that they have, they may feel like they learned something from you. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, could be dealing with a Leo. So they may feel like they learned something from you every time they talk to you. That turns them on. They like listening to you too. Like you sound confident about the stuff that you say. So they like that. They like your confidence, your almost your arrogance at times. They like how prideful you are. That turns them on. So like you care about your appearance. You care about being respected or being acknowledged by people. They like that turns them on. That you like do your best to be seen and acknowledged by people. But with the sun here, that means that you naturally radiate love and radiate charm and charisma and get attention for it. So they like that you're naturally like charming and noticeable. All right. Also, they like that you guys are maybe reliable, steady, and very aware of yourself and others. So like you be knowing where you are, you know your environment, you know the lay of the land. Like if you guys were to travel or go places, you guys be knowing where to go. So like you guys only take them places where you know where you are. So like I only go places where I'm known or where I'm comfortable or places that I've experienced before. But also they feel like that maybe you guys are. It's not really, but maybe you do have like a Sag or a Gemini placement somewhere in your chart, because they do kind of feel like you guys are adventurous in that way, where like you guys can go explore new areas together. So like maybe you guys go to different cities, different towns, different restaurants, different events. It turns them on like doing these new experiences with you, or like getting to have these new experiences with you. You know what I mean? So for some of y'all, they're really turned on by just getting to know you. But because we got Earth here too, it has to do with your physical body. So they find your physical body to be, you know, attractive and to be like firm. You know what I mean? Like if you're a man, you got like a hard dick. And if you're a woman, then you have more like a strong physical body. Yeah, we got double here on the bottom of the deck. So they sexualize you guys a lot. You guys could be very sexy, very sexy and very sexual, like nasty sexy, like nasty. Like maybe you eat butt, maybe you suck toes, maybe you, I don't know, let him put his dick in your ear. I don't know. You could just be doing wild stuff. The devil can sometimes be somebody who's lewd, so you could be kind of nasty, maybe like being like maybe like spitting in mouths, or I don't know, licking earlobes or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, or you allow them to do it. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Either you go that far or you allow them to do it. You know what I mean? So they like that. They like that about y'all. They like that you guys make them feel very comfortable, but also make them feel like it's hard to just leave you alone. Like they have this like obsessive, I need to have tours. I need to lock you down. I need to have you put away in my closet. And when I want to, I'm just going to fold you up. You know what I mean? So it could be a Capricorn, it could be a Scorpio, it could be a Virgo. All right. So I think what's turning them on is they just want to experience you. Like they feel like you're meant to be in their life, and they feel like you're meant to like experience this moment with them, or they're meant to like experience bliss with you guys. You know what I mean? In a more sexual way. So like yours is really more sexual. People feel like you're always focused on like a soul purpose, or always focused on like your mission. You always have something lined up. So that like that I must say that right there is like turning them on a lot. Just the fact that you would be having things lined up. Maybe you have other options lined up. Because the devil could be somebody who's very sexual. You know what I mean? Yeah, we got the devil right behind the Six of Cups again now. Yeah, so they definitely feel like other people are like generous with you, giving to you guys. Like they obsess about possessing you guys because you guys are so like easygoing, so lovable. Like you're naturally lovable. That's what it is that turns them on. Like you're naturally lovable. Wherever I take you, wherever we go, people just love you. And I like that. I love that for me. You know what I mean? So that's what turns them on, is like knowing that like I got somebody who I could build stability with if I wanted to, but they're also nasty, or they're also very freaky, or they're also very like seductive, and also very like obsessive over me. You know what I mean? So like they like that. They like how you're like very controlling at times, and I was gonna say maybe like a parent figure, because it kind of gives you that look with the Six of Cups. Like maybe you're like maybe you're a little bit more mature than them, or you're a little bit older than them. You know what I mean? But like you're also very like willing to engage in the fuck shit or the bullshit with them at times. Like so you can come down to their level, but you can also be the more mature voice of reason, and that turns them on. Because like, you know, it's almost like flipping a switch. You know what I mean? Now for some of y'all, if it's a past person, because the Six of Cups is here, what turns them on is missing your sex, or missing like the stability of the relationship. You know what I mean? Of like maybe being able to wake up and sleep with you, wake up and kiss you, wake up and hug you, wake up and maybe go to like Easter dinner, or, you know what I mean? Or go wherever together. Like they remember experiences. Experiences turn them on. So past experiences that they've had with you, or what's turned them on, like either the past sex they had with y'all, the past encounters they had with y'all, the past conversations they had with y'all, all of that's turning them on. Because I got the Six of Cups with the devil. You know what I mean? And the way that you get impatient when you want something. So maybe you're very like very clingy, like pulling, like physical, like gripping, grabbing. Maybe you grab them, maybe they grab you. It's something like that. They give like they like the aggression that comes with the relationship of you maybe being very like, you know, almost drawn towards them, like not being able to keep your hands off of them. So like maybe when they walk by, you always slap. If it's a girl, you maybe always slap her butt. Maybe you do it to the guy too. You can slap their butt too. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like it's a feeling of like when you walk by, I can't not touch you, or I can't not look at you, or I can't not stare at you. Like you're very magnetized, or have a strong magnetism to you. You know what I mean? One that makes them feel like they want children. Like they are turned on by the idea of maybe being able to trap you with kids, or trap you in a situation where you guys have to maybe build a foundation. You know what I mean? Like people maybe idolize and dream about like what they could be with you. You know what I mean? Like they want to be able to like tempt you to see potential in this relationship, going past the superficial, or going past maybe like dates and like, you know, entertainment and fun. So like it turns them on having to like really apply themselves, or really having to be, I would say, obsessive about it. Like they kind of feel like they have to be very persistent and have to keep showing up. And like, you know, a Taurus energy, like I have to keep showing up. I have to keep like putting in a lot of effort. I have to do more than what I've had to do for others, for you. So that turns them on, that they have to do more to like maybe please you, or do more to have to get you out, like to act out, and like in the way that other people normally would. Like other people probably give them this, do this for them, and the whole time you be like, shit, you gotta show me a little more than that, baby. You know what I mean? And they be like, all right, I guess I will, Taurus. So that turns them on, knowing that they have to like do a little bit more than what they've done for others. All right. And at the same time, they feel like you don't see potential in them. You know what I mean? So it turns them on, like trying to win your approval, or win win their approval. I'm about to say win the validation of you seeing the value in them. So it could be a Scorpio, it could be a Taurus, could be a Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, Pisces. You're very protective of your partners and your relationships. Like you don't just be sharing like what's going on in those connections. So that turns them on, that you just be keeping their secrets, or you keep their like the relationship itself like guarded and protected. So they feel protected in a relationship with you, or in a connection to you. Like they feel if they're around you, you'll keep them safe. You won't put them in harm's way. So that turns them on. All right. So Aries. All right. So Aries, what about you is turning people on? All right. So your partnerships, the way you do partnerships, some of y'all could be having more futuristic partnerships. I seen North Node in seventh house. So it could be dealing with the Libra. People could maybe like feel that you're fated to be in their life, or fated to be a significant partnership, usually on the onset, because we got the moon here, which means intuitively. So you could be with the Cancer, means intuitively people just kind of know that you guys could be there for the long haul, or be like I'm gonna say the one. Doesn't always mean that you could be the one, but also because we got Libra energy, this means that your aesthetic is pleasing. So it could mean that you are just tall enough, slim enough, thick enough, short enough, dark enough, white enough, light enough, Asian enough, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're just enough. That's what turns them on. You're just enough. The way that you guys, it could be, I don't think even your physical body, but the moon usually means that you're a little bit rounder, or that you're a little bit softer, fluffier. So they like that. That turns them on. That you're a little bit softer and fluffier and very nurturing. So some of y'all are like kissers, because the moon gives me like tender. So maybe you're very tender and like understanding, and you like to make sure that your partner is happy. Like you give like a hostess vibe. So maybe you're like, if they come over, maybe you're getting drinks, you're getting food, you know, are you okay? You like, it's kind of like, you know, I fluff your pillow for you. You know what I mean? You give like a good host or hostess vibe. You know what I mean? You're making people comfortable. So this turns them on. You know what I mean? It also turns them on that you kind of intuitively just get them. Like it's easy to get into a relationship with you, and it's easy to like socialize or talk to you. You're very sensible. To them, you are. So you're very sensible. Like it just makes sense, the stuff that you need from them, and they just want to give it to you. So that turns them on, that like you're able to express emotionally what you need, and it just makes them want to give it to you. You know what I mean? Like people want to please you, almost like a Leo energy. Anyway, let me see. Let's get 2 cards out so we can get going. All right. So hey down, hey from Delaware. So what about you right now? Turning people on. 6th house. All right. The way you take care of yourself, your independence. And then we got Libra. So you're able to take care of yourself and be independent, but you're also willing to build relationships with people. Also, some of y'all got money, because we got the 2nd house. So some of y'all may have money, or just great values and work ethic. You know what I mean? Maybe you're able to acquire money. Maybe you're able to save money. Maybe you have good money practices. Maybe you're able to spend money responsibly. Any of that, or it's just your value systems. You guys may share in those same values, you know, when it comes to relationships, and that turns them on. Like, you seem to be more of like a people pleaser, even if you're not a people pleaser. That's just what they maybe imagine you, because the moon sometimes, even in this deck, the moon sometimes can be people who don't really see you clearly, and they idolize you, or they imagine a certain way of the relationship being, even though they're not really clear about it just yet. They just feel like this could be who you could be to me. So damn, that card fell, so that's not gonna work. All right, so anyway, some of y'all are mediators, so you guys are good at like problem solving and like finding that equal compromise. Like, you know, you're independent, but you're also willing to like make sure that they're happy, make sure that they're satisfied. You know what I mean? So you could be a pleaser in general, maybe not necessarily a people pleaser, but like a pleaser. Like, you like to see your partners happy, you like to see them comfortable, you like to know that they're like satisfied. So that's the big thing. All right. Also, they like that you take lead or you take charge. Could be doing the Leo. I mean, Aries. They like how you take lead and you take responsibility. So you're very, I would say, very frugal at times, or you're just like very, like, you know what to do when it comes to like relationships. They feel like you've had plenty of relationships. Some of y'all, they like that you guys are married, or that you have been married. You know what I mean? Or that you have been married. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't mean to have those. All right, so they like the way you socialize too, the way that you talk to people. Oh wait, I want to use these. Yeah, I can't use those. You're very self-indulgent. So maybe you're a drinker, because they kind of like they know when you're like, so maybe you have like a strict diet, where you're like working on diet, because the sixth house could be like you have a diet, you have a routine, you have a schedule, you're responsible, but it's like usually for independence and for like taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? But with like the Libra energy, like you may share this, you may like, through being with you, they may learn these traits or share these traits with you. You know what I mean? Or you allow them to share in your routine with you. They like that. Like, they feel like it grows you guys closer. Like, so maybe you go to the Target and you be like, you want to go to Target with me, sweet pea? She'd be like, okay, yeah. Or he'd be like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of invite people. You make them feel invited, or you make them feel included. That turns them on. So even if you're just sitting on the couch watching your show, you be like, baby, you want to sit on the couch with me? It turns them right on. Like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, every little bit of moment they can get to spend with you, they feel like, yeah, I should take it. So that turns them on. Or every time they offer an opportunity for you to hang out with them, you take it. So that turns them on. Like, that you like to please them, that you like to see them happy, that you like to see them, you know, satisfied. You know what I mean? So it pleases them. Also, it pleases them. Some of y'all breast, because I'm looking at this guy and all I see is breast and nipples. So maybe you guys got like the nice areolas, or if you're a man, maybe you have a nice chest, or, you know what I mean? Whatever. They just like your chest region. All right. Now, some of y'all, they also like that you guys are into fitness. That turns them on. So maybe you guys have a nice body. Yeah, Queen of Wands. They like that you're arrogant, or like overly confident, overly assured of yourself. Know that you're getting attention. You know you look good. They know that they like that. They know that you look good. Or they could go in the other light where they think that you don't know that you look good. And they may like that. They may like that you don't know how attractive you are. That might turn them on even more. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like getting it for the low ski, for getting it for the, you know what I mean, for the cheap ski. Like, you didn't even know you was a baddie. Ooh. You know what I mean? So like, they like that. They like that. Some of y'all, they like that from y'all. But then others of y'all just like your arrogance, your overly confident vibe, your nature of getting loud and being like overreactive when you feel like it. You know what I mean? They also like that you're very avoidant. If people aren't giving you the attention, so like if people aren't acknowledging or giving you the respect or attention or admiration that you feel you deserve, you avoid them. You don't even talk to them. So that turns them on. How like, if you don't like see me in the light that I want you to see me in, then you will never talk to me, or you will never see me, or keep it moving, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it gives like a haughtiness. Like, I'm quite sure that I can find better, or I'm quite sure that I can attract what I want. So that turns them on. Also, the way that we got Knight of Swords, Ten of Swords. It's the way that you talk. So some of y'all talk very vulgar. Some of y'all talk very like explicit. Some of y'all talk very like aggressive. Maybe you have a very loud voice or a very like deep tone. You know what I mean? Or it's just very, maybe it could be very recognizable, but it could also be very annoying at times. So maybe it's that too. I don't know. Ten of Swords in reverse can be very annoying. So maybe they like when you're like bringing up subjects that annoy them. You know what I mean? Like, they like when you get ignored, when they annoy you, when they frustrate you, when they get on your nerves. They like when they get on your nerves. It turns them on, because they're strategically trying to get your attention on them. So like they know when they piss you off that this is a good time because now you're about to get passionate. Now you're about to maybe get aggressive. Maybe you're about to start talking shit. You know what I mean? It turns them on when you be talking shit. Turns them on when you be like, and at the same time when you avoid maybe conflict or you avoid allowing them to express themselves. So let's say that you guys get into an argument and then you say what you want to say and then you block them. Boop. They be pissed off, but it turns them on because like they like to be like feisty or like to be like upset, angry as well, or they like to be just aggressive. They like to be have the last word. So like when you get the last word, it turns them on. So like you may say whatever you say, they say whatever they say, but when you get the last word, oh man, they love it. They may not like acknowledge it like that way. Thank you so much, Little Star. Ooh, piece of candy. Like they may not acknowledge it right away, but like they like it when you do get like that. When you get feisty and when you start talking like out the side of your neck or saying stuff that like maybe could like maybe get under their skin, they like that. It turns them on. They also like when you insinuate or like hint at stuff, you know what I mean, to get their attention. So this could be anything. Maybe this could be like pictures, could be texts, could be calls. You know what I mean? They also like that you guys keep giving them time after time or chance after chance. Like you idolize them or you view them and this like better than like almost like I would say live. What's the word? Realer than life or down to life or something like that. Like is it realer than life? Down to life? No, down to earth. No, it's not that. You see them. They view it. You view them or the way you view them maybe it's like in a more. They can't do anything wrong, like a holier than thou role. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Either you view them as like not being able to do any wrong, or they turns them on that they view you in that light. And like sometimes you be doing stuff that like rubs them the wrong way, but they just can't like not look at you or not be around you. Like they find you to be very attractive. You know what I mean? So it's like hard to look at you. Maybe you make them nervous or like intimidate them because like they idolize you. They hold you in this high esteem. Like you're so handsome. You're so attractive. You're so witty, you're so funny, you be having like, you know what I mean, like you entertain me, you know what I mean, and I like seeing you on a regular basis, but I also like you bring up their insecurities of like maybe not feeling attractive enough, not being confident enough, maybe not being your type, you know what I mean, maybe they even imagine that maybe you guys are like already have another man or another woman, so like that turns them on, imagining that maybe there's somebody else that's there that's taking my place, you know what I mean, so some of y'all, they maybe want to see y'all have sex with other people. That might turn them on, like watching you have sex with other people or watching other people have sex with you or watching you please other people or watching other people please you, like something like that. Like I don't even have no taboo shit, but like it just kind of gives that vibe of like people want to cross a certain line with you. You know what I mean? Like they want to be forthright, like that turn, or it turns them on when you're forthright, direct about what you want. You know what I mean? When you just be telling them like, hey, I just want to fuck, or I just want your money, or I just want some head, or you know what I mean? Like when you are direct with them, they like that. It turns them on. They lose their shit. You know what I mean? Because you come off as like very reserved, very chill, like a people pleaser, and then you just get bold and blunt and direct, and like, oh shit, I thought you was like a nice guy or a nice girl. Where did that come from? You know what I mean? So that turns people on, especially people who've seen you on a regular. Turns them on when you start talking like that, or when you start acting like that. So it could be done with a Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Sag, Pisces, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Sag, Aquarius, Virgo, Libra. All right. So that was that for today, y'all. I may or may not be back later. I don't know. It's kind of late now. It's like 6 o'clock, but I'm about to go outside and get some of this good sun. Yeah, take about a 30-minute walk or some shit like that. Maybe get me a little Sprite. You know what I mean? Something. But thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for the support. Thanks for the piece of candy. I love y'all so much. My members, if you guys are in the members, check for me. Saturday, I'm gonna leave y'all what you call it? Saturday, a message letting y'all know that we're gonna be doing the live again on the members. So if you guys want to join the members, you guys gotta go to one of my zodiacs. You gotta go to the zodiacs that say who wants you back around. It's a Cancer read. Cancer says who wants you back around. There's like there's a link in there that you can, if you want to join my members, and we'd be having a ball. I give away free readings at once a month to the members. You can just ask what you want to ask on the members live, and then we do it like that. Usually on a Sunday, but sometimes it's a Saturday. So anyway, y'all, I am gone. You see the flex? I was seeing it today too. I was like, oh snap, I'm getting that little goose egg. All right, so anyway, y'all, I'm about to get going. Y'all have a great night. Loving those people who love y'all. If I come back later, I hope to see y'all later. So I'm gone.